We're not on time yet. I'm
It just popped up an error and I was it wasn't when it was unable to stream.
huh. Okay.
Yeah, but we're live again.
But we are still live again,
I
right?
mean, I connected. We just went live again, but
Oh, hey, we're on?
we're on.
Oh, hi.
There's no one viewing right now. I think they probably have to rejoin.
Yeah, we'll get them back. I just saw on here that it says that we're live.
So weird. To you, no time passed.
Fascinating.
Not to you.
All right. Hi, everybody. If you're just joining us, sorry. If not, welcome. I'm eating a burrito. My name is Rafa Sparser. You're watching the Grappling Hour. We don't need to do the intro. We're good. We're just going to go straight into this. Cade Rotolo, Hage, happening over on mat number 2. Cole's in on a leg attack here on Martinez. But for extra measure, grasping around the back of the head. This has been a continuous strategy of Martinez, is just kind of whirlwind his way out of shit. And Cole is all about that life because he's young enough, but now has a really good bite on the leg. If he can create a little bit of bend, we should be good here. But nah, he's going to take the back probably at this point. Womp womp. Our apologies for the delay in service. I have no idea what just happened. Other than the fact that, yeah, we doing this? Yep. It is interesting. It did shut down that stream, but what did we do? Did we talk too much shit? Was it talking about Helio?
I think
Big daylight savings came after us. Uh-oh. I think the Rotolo may be... Yeah, he's starting to take this back again. Just kidding. And they're going to stop the movement there. And speaking of stopping the movement, look at that. They were stopping the movement over on mat number 3. All right, everybody. We'll have you rejoin the broadcast in just a second. I'm going to reshare this on our main services. So our apologies if you got kicked out and are finding your way back to us. We appreciate you. We love you. Give us a like and a share. We'll give you a toast on air. All right, Kokorian moves ahead to the semifinals, which will be very exciting to see. And the winner of Grippo versus Tagalog will take him on in the next match. Uh-oh. Cole has Martinez. He may be losing part of the back here, but he is ahead 3-0. And Rotolo going into overtime. Uh-oh. Cole might be in on a submission here. He has a body triangle. Martinez is standing all the way up. He may try to fall back with him on this. I'm a little nervous. But pay close attention to how Grippo and Tagalog goes. Conventional wisdom says that you're going to see Grippo versus Kikorian, which should be a fire match. Meanwhile, Rotolo secures another 3 points, bringing it to 5-0. So, he might have an arm here. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. He's a tough kid, man. Martinez has been a delight to watch this whole time. So now Cole is going to take on the winner of Junie and Corby, which is going to be on mat number 4. It's very interesting to see how that's playing out. All right, let's go to 77 kg. So this is Rotolo. Already been having some good matches here. But, yep, that should be... Thank you. mat number 3. Barch, Sanchez. Hate to see it. It is where we're at now, friends. Grippo does get the finish over Tagalog. He will take on Keith Krikorian in the next round. It's going to be a tough match. This is some good breakfast burrito. Thank you. Well, we've seen this match before a couple times. And Ruotolo and Hage giving props to each other. Much love. They're about to go party after this is all said and done. Cade, looking like a monster, a beast. Here's some good news. You're seeing your prominent stars do what they do best. So a lot of the people that you thought would make it this far are this far. And looking at this, though, Junie versus Corby. I'm intrigued to see how this one plays out because, again, the winner of this match will go on. And I'll get you who they will face in just a second, but just so you guys are aware, Ruotolo now advances to the semifinals. The winner of PJ Barch and Sanchez will face the Ruotolo bro. Meanwhile, this is where things get a little hectic, my friends. The two best buds could potentially face each other. Jonathan Satava takes on Cody Steele. That's about to happen right now on mat number 2. If Steele gets past Satava and William Tackett gets past Pierre, it will be Steele versus Tackett. I don't know if you've ever seen the end of Toy Story 3, where it looks like they might die, but this is the kind of vibe I would get off of Steele versus Tackett. So I'm concerned. PJ Barch putting depression on fellow 10P for Eller. Alan Sanchez, who, they faced each other before. PJ has definitely beaten him a couple times, but it's a tough one, and this is a format that definitely favors somebody with the wrestling of one PJ Barch. So tough to see. Again, the winner of this takes on Cade Ruotolo. So you get a Ruotolo bro versus a potential PJ Barch should PJ get past him here. And Satava not wasting any time trying to attack the legs of one Cody Steele. It's probably the right choice for him, honestly. Satava has one of the best X guards out there, so I think you do want to take where your bread and butter is. The hard part is Cody does have good balance. And as we've seen continuously good movement, that counters a lot of that. So far, so decent for him. If you're just rejoining us, love y'all. Thank you. If you wouldn't mind giving us a like and a share, we appreciate you. Satava trying to make that X guard work. Now goes to butterflies. An equally good position for him. PJ Barch making life a little miserable for Sanchez. Inadvertently, Sanchez may be giving up part of his back here. This is a very worrisome position for anybody when they have the Butter Panther on top of them. We'll see how that plays out in a second here. Cody Steele is a savage, man. Cody Steele is a savage, but don't sleep on Satava. Satava has been a ADCC Trials winner. He won the last East Coast Trials. He's a monster, man. Like, he's really good at this jiu-jitsu thing as well. All around, Cody may have more weaponry, but Satava is also a disciple of Marcelo Jiu-Jitsu. So, when you get Marcelo Garcia, you're used to having people that are going to have all sorts of different equations that are thrown at you in the training gym. PJ Barch now has his 3 points, And Junie and Corby, it's almost looking like Junie's trying to get that Mikey lock. Don't tell him that. He would be so pissed. But no, you're seeing that Junie's looking for an entry on the legs, isn't finding it. And Steele now maybe realizing that, okay, Satava's going to be hard to... Oh, careful on the arm. Okay. I was just short of saying I think that Steele realizes he may have to really out-wrestle the shit out of Satava, but that's hard to do when somebody who's seated guard. And, ooh, BJ, no. Yeah, this is the part when we see friends have to take on each other, and you do get a little sad because we can only really send one person. So one person per division. You win it, you go to ADCC, the Olympics of our sport. And Sanchez is gritting, man. Sanchez also has been training a ton with the CTA guys. So he's been with Caltera. He's been with Mason Fowler, Benji, who we saw earlier today. And they let them know that time has expired. Sanchez feeling a little bit of the emotions. PJ going to shake his hand. I mean, those are two guys who have faced each other plenty of times before. And the Butter Panther continues his quest to secure this spot here at the trials. Satava seeing if he could do something with this leg. Trying to off-balance Cody Steele again. Yep, nothing happening there. Still too much. All right. Cody is finding his way into Jonathan Satava's X-Guard. Again, Satava's X-Guard among some of the best, especially single leg X. And Cody saying, nah, dude, I don't want to be any part of that. How about you meet me back in the center of the mats? 52 seconds left to go on that match. They are in overtime over on mat number 4. Meanwhile, Tackett, Pierre. This should be a tough match. Recenter that goddamn camera. Thank you so much. Oh, man. This is a lot of tenseness that's happening on all 3 of these matches. I would love to see Tackett advance, but the immediate pull from Pierre tells you he's trying to attack the legs. Yes. Well, also, Pierre's leg attacks are among some of his best weapons. And I think that Tackett, if he does have a weakness, it is one of those to try and attack. So Tackett even giving him part of his leg seems to be a little bit of an interesting strategy. Nope, they're just resetting them to standing up. And Satava, I'm sorry. They're not resetting them. They just went to overtime. They just didn't have the right time on the first part of it. Look at how Pierre is keeping that grip on Tackett's leg. Tackett's knee is not in danger. He's out of the knee-lined attack, but he may try to step back and take the back from this. So Pierre being very savvy, but look at the placement of Tackett's arm on his leg. Now secures him. There may be a passing opportunity here. Pierre's going to have to create some sort of connection as soon as possible. Satava has a negative. I think it might have been from the pull of guard. I'll have to go back and look, but they definitely don't love it if you pull guard. But if you're going against Cody Steele and you saw him suplex people 15 times in a row, maybe you do pull guard and take the negative. It just makes you have to bank all that much more on your X guard. So we'll see. Tackett, Pierre. Ooh. Junie and Corby both have negatives, but 55 seconds are left in their match. It's going to come down to a potential ref's decision. Pierre almost coming up on Tackett. Reverses the position. Steele, meanwhile, putting all the pressure he can on Satava. Satava trying to grab a leg, create some sort of space. 1:34 left to go in that match. Pierre now getting to work his guard. Tackett may have an entry here. Pierre not looking too concerned. Junie trying to attack the leg on mat number 4. And Satava looking back at the time, realizing he's short on it. He's got the negative. He's got to be able to pull himself out of this if he wants to continue into the next level. Tackett's going to have to work very hard here. He does have the potential for a sweep, but Pierre is trying to grab one of the legs in transition and falling back. And Tackett very wisely tried to triangle his legs in that 50-50. Pierre trying to pull Tackett's left leg, isolate it. Satava hanging on by a string here. Go into an old favorite. This is really going to tell you if he's going to advance, is if he can complete this X-guard sweep. Steele doing everything he can to maintain balance, tries to bail on it. Satava not letting him go, wants to use that grip as much as possible. And you see, I think right now, Cody may be securing his spot to move on to the semifinals. Gets a nice grip around the waist, which is going to neutralize the standstillness, and they're behind again by 4 seconds. What the fuck is the point of your fucking clock if it's not right? And Pierre trying to finish here. Tackett putting down the leg with an arm. They've halted the action. I think they're going to center him back. That's not a place you want to start with your knee that south, though. The fuck was that? Oh, screen time. Oh, my screen time was up 22%. I wonder what that might be about. Could it be me being on these things for 2 hours to infinity? Maybe. All right, Tackett. We'll see if he's able to address this heel hook attempt. He's got to act very quickly. Tackett on the offensive. Yes, Cody Steele will advance. Pierre looking to grab that leg one more time. He might be able to create some urgency here. Tackett is in trouble. However, still maintaining a sense of calm as he's putting down the legs. Watch the positioning of the hands. This is what is keeping him safe at this moment. Additionally, he's not really creating a dumb set of movements and uses it to his advantage. May have a passing predicament here. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to address part of that neck, but instead gets a clean pass here. He needs to establish it in order to get points. Pierre is coming up on it. Tackett sees the head popping up, starts to push it down just a little bit, and it does look like Pierre, for a split second, is able to reverse the position. Tackett's going to have to get that knee in, create a sweep of his own. There's not been a true established moment here, but you have to be very weary of points at any given time. Tackett has that front headlock, has one butterfly hook, pushes himself out, gets up, and now Pierre is trying to enforce the wrestling. There's a minute 28 left to go. John Salter is now going to take on Adrian Nez. And look, there's an arm. Oh, Tackett might be in trouble here, but is able to sift the arm back. Pierre is doing his best to try and make the submission stick. Tackett does manage to get out of it. Now maybe coming up on a leg attack of his own. He may have a knee bar here. We have to wait and see. They're going to reposition him. Meanwhile, back on mat number 2, Adrian Nez, John Salter, they are waiting for you guys to watch both of them. If you can somehow do a picture-in-picture, if you can make your screens go, watch both of those matches. There's a third match happening underneath. No disrespect to those athletes, but there is a lot of action happening on these 2 matches. Mats 2 and 3, the place to be right this second. Now, you see that Tackett's taking a look back to see if, man, does this count for anything? Do I have points off this? Do I need to try and attack the shit out of this leg? Yes, I will. I'm going to fall back on it. I'm going to see what I can do by coming over for a honey hole. He's not really doing too much with that just yet. Now Tackett may go to more of a classic passing style. Nez looking for an entry. As we mentioned earlier with John Salter, you have to be very cautious. He is so good at putting that pressure on you that every element you think that you have in terms of getting a leg lock is that much harder. Now, Tackett has secured a pass, 2 points. That is going to be a mount. If he can hold it, that's going to be another 3 points. That'll give him 5. Tackett's starting to smile. He knows that he has got this match won with just 7 seconds. Talk about how things can go. And for good measure, an Americana in there because, listen, he's a good American boy. Congratulations to William Tackett, who makes it to the semis, and he will take on Cody Steele. That's a very sad thing. Oh, man, I don't like that at all. Oh, God. No, they're best friends. No, ADCC, you slut. How dare you? Oh, man. Oh. Okay. I'm coming down off that. Well, they did have to do it. I agree. There can only be one. I guess this is when you have the discussion of. So, what weight category are you in? Yeah, you're in there. Okay. What if we both make it? Okay. Do you have some money that you want to give me? Nah, we're not Galvo. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. But I mean, like, I think about it. It's a pretty high price, man, because I want to go. Yeah, we hear wind of people saying shit like that for years. That people have thrown matches.
Mat 3 coming up. Ryan Aiken versus Giancarlo Bondoni.
I like that as a name approach. Versus this guy, whoever this guy is right now. Oh man, that's right. Cruz and Yeti Marco. I think the prevailing knowledge is that Cruz is the favorite. Cruz was very much viewed as the favorite coming into this competition. It'll be interesting to see how he plays from here. This kid has been I was going to call him a monster, but that's essentially what his nickname is. Cruz did start the day with the bye, made his way past Montez, made his way past Goto, made his way past Vancouver. Now finds himself here in this match in the quarterfinals. Now, just keep in mind something here. Whoever wins the Nez and Salter match will then take on Cruz, potentially, if he wins this match, or Yeti Marco. Yep. You like junk? Look at this. Yep. Lower torso, we're all about that angle. Hey, you like Ryan Aiken's dick? Here's more of it. All right, this is an interesting match because you got Bodini and Aiken. Aiken, of course, a combat jiu-jitsu champion, but Bodini seems to have had some fun coaching here in Gordon Ryan, who's opting for his Jersey trash look instead of his urban cowboy look. So there is that. Salter, Nez, surprisingly, unscores. But if I am a betting person, if this goes to an overtime, it will favor Salter. So Nez really may be in trouble in this one. Salter is just very aware of his surroundings. Nice little sweep there by Bodini. Aiken grabs the back of the head here and then stands right back up. Gordon coaching, but looking at another match. Think he wants to keep an eye on how Nez and Salter go, potentially because they're in the big boy division. You want to know what's going on in those other places. But that's how disinterested Gordon is as a coach. Literally looked over for a full 2 minutes. Nice job there, Aiken. I like that. But Bodini, not at all phased. Yep. It's a way to play it. So that's what we're seeing right now is Aiken looking to attack the legs of Bodini. Bodini, not faltering, not looking anything to it. Cruz has the back of Yeti Marco. And by the back, I mean he had it. And then now is just attacking from Turtle, which will give him the back. Yeah, that might be a choke, dude. We'll have to check back in with him. Oh, Yeti Marco just looked at the clock with a disgusted fear look on his face. Adrian Nez now has the unfortunate pleasure of having to stand up to wrestle with John Salter. I don't wish that upon many people. Salter, again, just the pace that he imposes and the pressure that he has. Two weapons, hard to replicate. I think it's just the cut of the shorts, but there's a lot of me that looks like every so often I think that Nez has a fanny pack on. Like, doesn't it look like just the way the shorts are made that he's got like a fanny pack that he forgot to take off before he went to go grapple? Cruz, El Monstro. taking the back, making things difficult for Yeti Marco, who I think may be resigned. Yeah, I think he might be resigned to his fate. Salter now out wrestling Nez. Yep. Meanwhile, Bodini passing on Aiken has a good waist lock that's going to keep him tied down. Monstro, though, gonna start coming in. Oh, grabs around the mouth. Yeah. Salter? I think they're very,
Not a long time ago.
I mean, again,
He's past. I think he's not even in guard or anything.
you really got to stop. And Salter's looking back like, y'all give me points yet?
Yeah, like I don't understand what else he has to do to get points for a takedown. Like they're on the ground now.
Who do you think got us here? Salter continuing to look up. You guys gonna do shit about this? Okay. They're gonna recenter them. That's what they're gonna do. And El Monstro advances. Congratulations to that kid. So, Cruz will very likely take on John Salter here. There's still a minute left in their match, but let's just say we have a good feeling. I feel like if you look at this, you're going to give it to Salter. If it continues to 0-0. Jacob Couch should be taking on Watson right now, because we are seeing Bodini and Aiken.
Next match on a mat number 2, Mason Fowler versus Mario Gonzalez.
Uh-oh. Mason Fowler. Couch and Watson, mat number 4, just to let y'all know. Woo!
Mat 3 after this match, we got Paul Ardila versus Devontae Johnson.
That'll be a good match. Devontae, I wonder how tired he is after that last match. Aiken trying to prevent the passing. Bodini might have just done it, though. And Nez is frantically trying to make something happen here. But I think Salter, again, too savvy, too strong, too specific. Congratulations to probably John Salter. But props to Adrian Nez for being in there. I mean, he's a very, very good competitor, but when you add the grappling with the wrestling and the submissions, it hard. All right, Aiken is not going to advance right now unless he gets that knee. And he had it, and they stopped them, and unfortunately, that will end the day for Ryan Aiken. Jacob Couch in a good position on Watson. You know, Jacob just kind of looks like a drunk person who really wants to hug his friend right now, and his friend does not want any part of him. Bro, let me hug you. Let me love you, bro. Oh, no. Well, Octavio, these long discussions with the refs means the last time we saw it take that long for them to decide, they had another round. But nope, we have a decision here. And John Salter advances. As promised. Eek. All right, friends. I think I'm going to have to retitle this later. Technically, that's not even part 1 anymore.
It's part 1.1.
Oh, did you put it as 1.1?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what you probably should name it.
Oh, yeah. I thought that you had changed it. I was like, damn, dude, good job. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, God, that's terrible. I think Dana White's saying something. Oh, that's really funny. They're making fun of Dana White. They're saying that he had an illegal stream, that he was watching the Canelo fight during the UFC fights last night. And they're going back to when we said we got one when they were trying to crack down on illegal streamers. That's really funny. Nah, I'm not going to share that one. Fuck you, Dana. Take that. Oh, God, it's so good. All right, Jacob Couch in mount-ish, mostly. That'll do it. Yep. We got about an hour before people show up for open mat. So we'll have made our way to at least the semis in most everything. So we're making good progress. Ardilla Johnson happening, mat 3, as Octavio promised you. What are we getting on mat 2? I'm going to have to look that one up. Thank you. So it's going to go that Bodini is going to take on the winner of Couch and Watson, just to fill y'all in. Is that going to be the Mason Fowler? Okay, gotcha. Fowler Gonzalez is happening on mat 2. Ardilla Johnson is happening right in front of us right now. Oh, no. Dude with the leg fuck up is going to have to take on Mason Fowler. You know, you know, you're not wrong. They might have actually given him something backstage and said, hey, take this. For those of you counting, that's their second Miyagi reference today. Jacob Couch in on the back. Yep, as the body triangle here. He has some time to start attacking the neck, and I think this is going to be good enough. Couch was shaking his head no, as if to be like, nah, dude, I got this. Watson, congratulations, man. You had a great run. Jacob Couch is your winner. And the referee is forcing people to clap. That's weird. It's terrible weird. It's not even like, hey, guys, come on. It's a, hey, where the fuck's your claps? Which is not, from personal experience, will not get people to cheer. Ooh, good exchange here. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Johnson's, I think, pretty fed up with this at this point. I think he's ready to just go to the finals if he can. I'll give Gonzalez this credit. I didn't think he would have this much energy at this point. He is standing up there, and he is aggressively coming in. All right, meanwhile, mat number 4 just looks like two gorillas about to fight. Hansen, Chade, about to go. Oof. Yeah, this is the closest I think you get to. I think it's more so that it's Chade looks this way, but these two guys look like they're two bros who are having it out right now. They center Mason Fowler again with Gonzalez back to the center of the mats. I think we should mention this. I think it's good to note. Mason Fowler also a ADCC trials winner. He won the West Coast trials back in 2019, 2020. Yeah, 2020 he won it. Because that was when we did the West Coast trials, which was the worst run tournament I have ever been to. Ever. Terrible. Those poor competitors were there for 4 days straight. It's what it felt like. Mason, ooh, look at this. Already attacking the arm here. He just probably needs to lift it a little bit more, but Gonzalez pops right out of it. I think Gonzalez is just taking so much tear to the body. Not even the wear, just the tear of, why the fuck am I doing this? Yes. Here's what I would tell you guys. I would remind you we will have some guests dropping in throughout the day. Very excited to bring them on in a little bit. But I want to remind you guys, if you like what we're doing, give us a like and a share. You can also find us on all of the social media platforms at Grappling Hour. It's pretty easy to find us. We make sure that we get the people informed. We had a finish. Yeah, we did. Congratulations to John Hansen, who's going to advance and seems to be apologizing to Chade. Beautiful takedown. That's true. That is correct. Very good pickup there. Always a threat, always a danger indeed. All right. Mason Fowler got a good takedown over on Gonzalez, but will it be enough to contain his movement? We'll have to find out. All right. Octavio is getting you guys information on who is going to. Ooh, Fatima Klein is coming up next, y'all. Super excited about that. Fatima, always high return on investment. Can't say enough good things about her. Yeah, this is about to get real hectic. Ah, good call. I believe we have a call. Got Kevin Bradley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know him from the K Guard podcast. You also know him for all of his articles that he has written in the past. He is a valued member of the jiu-jitsu community. Please welcome to the show, one, Kevin Bradley. Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, Raf. How am I sounding on you, on your end?
You sound just fine. I'd like to start by asking you this. Kevin, at what point do you decide to go ADCC style in ADCC?
Sorry, you broke up for a second there. Could you repeat that?
Of course. The question is, at what point do you decide to go ADCC style, meaning without the rash guard in ADCC?
Oh, obviously. I think that I have to make that decision at least 3 months before I'm competing, so I can just cut carbs. Because you've been very astute at noting that the guys going ADCC style, like if I'm going to go against Cody Steele, I'm going to need cheese grater abs and a bit more pec definition than I've currently got rocking.
It's a little bit of showmanship. You got to make sure that you give the best look that you could possibly have because you don't want to look like a slouch comparatively.
The idea is to win the match before I even compete.
I like this from David Asatuna. It says, if you weigh less than 90 kg, keep your rash guard on. You're just a kid. Mason Fowler advances 2-0. All right. So, Kevin, do you have... Yeah, Kevin, can I ask a question for you? What was the best match that you saw yesterday,
Sure.
sir?
Yesterday, I think both of Gianni's matches were really great. That kid is just so phenomenal. I say kid like I'm some old man, and we both know how you feel about my age. But I feel like his performances were really great. One submission, one decision, or points win. And I was going into this thinking he's the dark horse. It sucked seeing John lose to Cole, so that sucked. But because he was another guy I was really rooting for, and I thought he had a great day. But yeah, Gianni really impressed me. What about you? What were the matches you liked yesterday?
Oh, I like anything with that little
I was specifically talking about in the 66.
In the 66, I was actually going to bring up that little Tasmanian Devil Martinez. That kid was impressing me quite much. I love his movement. I love the fact that he would just throw himself into his transitions. You know how most people do that backflip? He doesn't do the backflip. He literally just threw himself into his opponent. And I said, that's actually a sound strategy. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Nicky Rod strategy, but with a more efficient mindset. Where I'm gonna gorilla you, but I'm gonna have more energy afterwards to maybe pass.
Can I ask this though? What have you thought about Fatima Klein versus Enriquez right now?
Uh, Fatima, honestly, everyone from Black Hole is some sort of next level freak beast. It's the primary reason I've never gone there, just because I don't need that kind of cardio. But Fatima really has a solid top game. It's great to see so much wrestling from a lot of the matches at ADCC, but I'm really looking for her leg attacks just because the one time I saw her, the one time I saw her live, I believe it was at Emerald City. Her leg game looked incredible, so I'm definitely with her. I'm going to be on the lookout for that in particular.
Devontae Johnson is going to advance, so congratulations to him. I do want to point this out. What are you more sad about? Are you more sad about William Tackett and Cody Steele going against each other? Or were you more sad about PJ Barch and Sanchez going against each other?
I feel like I have to seeing 10th Planet guys have to go at it is I feel like it's always going to be a little bit harsher because they definitely have a little bit more of that new age fraternity going on. And I could be wrong, but didn't Sanchez and Barch face off at Emerald City? That whole night got a little crazy, but I believe theirs was the last match.
Yeah, they've faced off a couple times. And for me, it's just like, dude, oh man, again, they have to go up against each other. I feel like Tackett and Steele is that kind of statistical anomaly of, well, I guess we're going to have to face each other. Shit.
Yeah, I feel like I know Cody's having more of a focus on MMA right now, so I feel like the pressure's off a little bit with regards to that matchup, just in terms of like priorities from both of them. So I feel like Barch and Sanchez hits me a little bit harder. Like, oh dang. I mean, they're two game opponents. Always love to see them go at it, but like, yeah you got to feel for them.
Well, that's the unfortunate part of this. Oh. I think Granny Ramos literally went off to the dirty Jersey casino carpet.
Oh no.
Not a fan of. They're going to reset them, but I don't know that I'd like being reset in a rear naked choke, essentially. But Brianna St. Marie and Rocha are going up against each other on mat number 3, while Klein is under a little bit of duress here. She's been mounted here, but Enriquez, she's also been a quiet assassin throughout most of this competition, so that has been fun to watch. They're going to reset them back on over to their side of the mats. Has there been any surprises that you've seen throughout the competition thus far in?
I feel like the Pedigo squad has put up like they normally do. Not a whole ton. I mentioned that I was dealing with some connectivity issues on my end, so I did miss some matches. That with the classic flow standard of excellence with broadcasting. It's a miracle I saw a ton. Thank God I got to catch the replays, but yeah, honestly, it's been a solid standout. Nothing too surprising for me though. What about you?
I've been continuously surprised by a number of things, the bulk of which has been the new ways that Flow can mess up things. For example, I was not expecting night vision, but I maybe blame myself for not expecting it. So, is what it is. Plus, they somehow have managed to always make their middle mats really fucked up. Yesterday, it was mat 2 where they go, we don't know how to work this camera. Today, it's mat 3 where occasionally they just go, I think we're just going to wash everybody out. They're going to put on a mega filter and just see what happens.
Oh man, Fatima looks like she's in trouble.
She is in trouble here.
Yeah.
It's 4-2, and a submission finish is not in the cards, but it is going to be enough for Enriquez to make it to the next round. So congratulations to Enriquez. Fatima Klein will be back on our show this week, though. She will be doing the results of Over Under Kevin. Much love and appreciation to her. We will bring her back on, but with distinction, one might say, because she's still really good at what she does. Let's do this. So, Kevin, I want you to keep an eye out. What category were you assigned, sir?
I was assigned the 66 kilogram category yesterday, which
So
I thought was going to be first. So I woke up bright and early for it, but
no,
they had the
that's not how this
77s,
works.
and so it got
They don't have any
yeah.
organization to what they do. What I'm going to tell you though is we're going to put a pin in the conversation for now. We'll resume in a little bit, but I want you to start watching because the first of the 66 kg is about to come up in the semifinals with Grippo and Kikorian. So I want you to take a few minutes, process that, and then give us an update on what you think about is happening in that event.
All right, sounds good.
See you in a bit. Kevin Bradley, everybody.
See ya. All right.
All right. Mat number 4, Grippo, Kikorian. Nervous. Here's why. Keith is really good. Gianna Grippo, also very good. Grippo, been on a tear recently. Here's why this is also important. This is a very good moment because, yeah, we do go to getting a third place, but when we start talking about podiuming, I mean, Keith is already trying to attack this leg, might be in on something impressive, but does not maintain it. Grippo, still not out of the woods yet. Keith, isolating the leg, this would be huge. That's good, Keith. This is a good place to be. The problem is it may not be enough to break in that moment. Brianna St. Marie, Rocha still scoreless. I'm going to turn my mic down ever just a little, so slightly. But yeah, Granny Ramos ahead 3-0. Keith is running back to the center of the mats. I think nobody's more excited for this match than Keith Kikorian. But, as I was mentioning, implications now when you get to semis. You're close to podium. It may not seem like a lot. Only the first place gets the bid, but we're talking about alternates. Podium is very important because when they look for those alternates, it becomes there, and Keith doesn't give a shit if they're off the mats at all. Grippo is in trouble right now. Keith really does not want to be reset. Keith is like, yo, let me finish it out here. And Grippo trying to break all of these grips. It may not matter. The foot might be slipping out, and Keith tries to rechamber it, and he's going and giving it one more good flick there. No. And Grippo trying to grab on. Now they're going straight into, I guess, all of the furniture they have there. Oh, God, they're taking out a chair. 3 of the judges have died. They're going to need to bring out, it's like in pro wrestling when they have to bring out the whole locker room to separate 2 people. These are the 66 kgers too. You should be the light people. And Keith running straight back to the mats. Love it. Keith is in assassin mode right now, guys. I hope you never meet Keith in assassin mode. I hope that you only ever meet Keith, the polite, gentle giant, because I'm concerned. Y'all, this is a very, very interesting thing. Keith Kikorian, Gianna Grippo, happening. Mat number 4. Keith on the offensive assault. Meanwhile, Brianna St. Marie, Rocha, going into the overtime. Woo! Keith going back for another heel hook opportunity here. Grippo not looking really fazed by any part of it. Y'all, I'm feeling good about Keith's opportunities here. He's really been neutralizing any offense or movement from Grippo. And Grippo is just gritting through this. Keith has an inside heel hook now. Grippo does get out of it, but Keith not letting go of the leg. Grippo trying to rechamber and fire off one of his own. There's 3 minutes left to go here. We will be getting to points. Grippo's going to let go of it, understands this is a good opportunity maybe for him to come up, decides not to. Keith goes right back in and tries to attack the opposite leg of Gianna Grippo. Now, Gianna Grippo decides he's going to start passing. Keith tries to get up. Grippo maintains pressure on him. On the 60 kg mat, on mat number 2, you're seeing Peak and Campo. We'll come back to that. St. Marie and Rocha still scoreless, 0-0 on mat number 3. But Brianna St. Marie trying to make a Kimura trap happen. She might be able to grip that a little bit more, but that's a really good sign in overtime if you're able to get that. Grippo now doing his best to start to pass Keith Krikorian. This is where the points matter, though. So that whole time that Keith was putting him under pressure may come a little bit with a caveat if Grippo is able to get any points. Keith inverts, trying to attack the leg here. Brings himself in a little bit on it. Grippo can't really maintain his balance as well as you want to. Keith maybe signposting. You wanted a toe hold, but instead gets the leg again. Grippo looking, trying to get out of it. Keith has a... Oh, man, it's tough, dude. This is an interesting spot to be in because you could stall out here for a little bit. Keith is really going to put as much pressure as possible, tries to invert again. I mean, this is a lot of shit that Keith was working on with, toe hold was an attempt, but that may actually have just given Keith an opportunity to try and attack the leg. It is too south. The bend is out of play. Keith stands back up. Grippo tries to push him back into the audience, maybe taking out a Diet Mountain Dew in the process. Now they return back to the center of the mats, and Keith is going to try and bully Grippo for the next 70 seconds left to play here. Meanwhile, on mat number 2, there was a finish. Congratulations are in order for Campo, who ended up getting the win, as did Brianna St. Marie. So congratulations to both of them, who will move on to the next level of the game. Keith Krikorian, 58 seconds left to make some kind of points happen. And, you know, it's hard to make points happen when you have a coach like Josh Leduc, who is no help or service to you. We're going on 48 seconds, still left to go. That's not a ton of time. And it's almost at this point that you start to realize we might be going into an overtime setting. Grippo tries to shoot in, does not get it. Keith gets a response, has a single leg, has to worry about his arms. That Kimura trap could be a problem, but Keith still maintaining it, uses it to take the back. Grippo is under duress. This is important. Keith needs to get these points, if nothing else. If he can get these points, he doesn't have to go to an overtime. So we need to make sure we need to get that second leg in. There's only 17 seconds left to go, and Keith is now going to get the tap. Excellent work there, Keith Krikorian. Cheers indeed to you. Oh, man, look at that. What a notable win for one Keith Krikorian. Woo! Meanwhile, don't get too settled, because right now on mat number 2, you've got Cade Rotolo. I'm just combining their names at this point because they're one and the same. And PJ Barch. Keith wants to just get this hand raised and go rest. He is on such uppers right now. It's not even funny. Meanwhile, Kendall's match on permanent freeze. Womp womp. Fuck us, right? Rotolo and yeah, mat 3 is... You know what? We should just let it go because mat number 3 is frozen, bitch. Boom. Jokes. We got a call coming in. Oh, we have 2 calls. Who do we have calling in right now? Take Derek. Kevin, hold on you. We're going to come back to you in a second. Yeah, bring Kevin into the green room. Tell him we'll hold on to him for a second. But let's bring on Derek Flagg first. All right, ladies and gents, we bring in back to the show, returning for, I guess, a limited engagement, Derek Flagg. Come on in, sir.
How's it going?
Chilling, man. How are you feeling after that Keith Krikorian win?
I just saw it, and I literally am just getting set up right now as we speak. So, Keith won?
Yes, he did win.
He beat Gianni?
He beat Gianni Grippo by rear naked choke with 17 seconds left to spare.
Oh, my God. I have to text Keith.
You don't need to.
Yes.
I would highly recommend that people don't text Keith until it's over.
Fine, whatever. You win this round.
I don't win this round. I'm smart, and I'm telling you a smart thing. So listen to the smart person on the other line. So you're just getting set up right now.
Yes.
What were you doing instead of watching ADCC trials?
I was preparing for ADCC West Coast trials. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense because you were too lazy for the East Coast trials. Okay, good to know.
No. All right. Anyway.
So
I just coming off the training camp for Worlds, so I did not want to also do a back-to-back training camp, basically is what it came down to.
No, I get it. Jiu-jitsu hard. So, Derek, at this point, we're about to see Tackett and Steele go against each other. I'm going to put a gun to your head. I'm going to tell you right now. You got to tell me who's going to win that match.
Tackett.
Ooh, you think Tackett's going to win that? Why do you feel that way?
He's had more. He's had higher level of success. It's not a lot higher level of success, but he's higher level people, maybe like just that elite tier, right? Whereas Cody is still in. Or sorry, I'd say Tackett's gone against the world class tier. Cody's just gone against the elite tier, and they train against each other all the time. So this is what's going to make it very interesting. Cody doesn't get a lot of submission victories either, and I believe obviously Tackett gets many more.
Okay, that's good to
So
know.
I think it's good.
So, Derek, here's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to put you on a bookmark here. We're going to have you revisit us in a little bit. I want you to get set up, and I want you to start watching things. So, yesterday, we talked with you, and we didn't give you an assignment, but today we're giving you an assignment. Would you like to know what your assignment is, sir?
Is it to make sure Matt 2 doesn't get fucked up?
I wish. Your job today is to inform us on the 99 kg category. Do you think you can do that?
The minus 99 or 99 and above?
Minus 99.
Okay, so I can do that.
So,
That's the one that Dick Hissing's in, right?
yes, Dick Hissing is in.
Okay.
So,
Yes, I will form in the Dick Hissing bracket.
I mean, if I'm going to rely on anybody for that, I think it should be you, right? All right.
I'm known for.
Derek, we'll talk to you in a little bit, but in the meantime, we appreciate you. We're glad you're back on the call. We'll see you in a little bit, okay, sir?
All right.
All right. Now that we finished talking with Derek, I believe, do we still have Kevin on the line? All right, let's pull Kevin into this. Kevin Bradley returning. I think he has some notes to say, but I also want to acknowledge Rotolo and Barch are 0-0 right now. And I'm a little nervous about this buggy choke setup right now from Cade Rotolo. Let's go ahead and bring in Kevin Bradley. Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing good. I feel like my head hurts a little bit from watching that that match with Keith. Like, Jesus.
Well,
I also
a quick acknowledgement. Kendall does advance in her match. So they finally fixed mat number 3. I like that we were shit-talking Flo, and their immediate reaction was, oh, you think that's bad? Just you wait. We'll fuck up even more. Yeah, the timer was working, but of course the scene and the photos weren't. So anyway, what you saw in that match? Can you explain from your perspective how Keith was able to pull that win off?
Well, first, congrats to both guys. That was definitely a hard-fought one, but it definitely seemed like Keith was on the attack a bit more. But what really caught me was a lot of matches, almost all of them have gone off the mats at some point, but very few have been allowed to roll so far that they actually burst through the gate. And I actually took a screenshot and I sent it to you.
And I want to ask if I can get our director, Octavi, to pull up that photo. You sent us a photo of the exact moment in which they went off the rails. And it's hard to describe this to people without the visual, but I think the visual does make it a little bit helpful, even though it is dark. I don't know if we have that visual that we can show up right now. We still piecing it together. We're getting it. Our audio visual team.
Deconstructing.
Oh, guys, it's Steel.
This is my first time as a correspondent. I'm trying my best.
I know you got stuff to learn, but it is okay.
Oh, wow.
Damn. Oh, PJ Barch really wants this back take to really count for points, but it is not. Meanwhile, Steel and Tackett are happening over on mat number 3. We have the image. Can we take to the image real quick? Okay, the image is live. Kevin, can you walk us through what is happening in that photo?
So what you see is Keith going really deep in on the leg attack, and obviously referee Tom Bloss is letting it ride, seeing how far he can get. Defense, roll. And I believe there was a little bit of a delay, but I believe I caught the exact moment. I think it was Sam from Emerald City flies out of the way as Gianni's head clacks into the metal divider,
All right,
throwing it open. And knowing that at least one of these guys had to have had some kind of like possible head injury for the rest of this match. It's insane.
All right, Cole advances as well in his division, but Steele and Tackett, this is, it just, yikes. Meanwhile, Rotolo and Barch are
Who looks better with the blonde hair?
I'm not going to answer that. They're both friends of the show. I do want to tell you how I think the conversation happened between Cody Steele and William Tackett when they knew that they were going against each other. I'm pretty sure it went something to the effect where you had William Tackett go up to Steele and go, "Hey, buddy, I'm so sorry, but I have to go against you, and I really like you because you're cool. You're like my friend." And Cody just goes, "Yeah, I hate that we have to do this, but you know, we gotta be good. We gotta go out there, be real good." I know.
Some guy from the Fight Factory follows him around just with a fan, so his hair is always billowing a little bit. So
yeah, I know. I mean, well, let's be clear. One of these two is a diva, and it's not hard to figure out who is the diva between Steele and Tackett. Meanwhile, Salter and Cruz is happening on mat number 4. So these are great matches that are happening in front of us. I got a call coming in right now. Who is the Michael Courier? All right, Kevin, I'm going to put a pause on you. We'll check back in probably in the next 30 minutes or so. Okay?
Got it.
Appreciate you, sir. Kevin Bradley, everybody. All right. It is just me right now. We're going to bring on our friend Michael Courier in a second, but I want to update you guys in case you want to know, signpost where we are. Number 1, match on mat 2. Cade Rotolo, PJ Barch. I think PJ either has a cut above the eye. Ugh, not great. Steele and Tackett on mat number 3. Scoreless affair, but that might change very soon. Meanwhile, okay, he's out of it. Never mind. Courier's not here. Cruz and Salter on mat number 4, and that is also one to take note of. Here's the sad part. That momentum on mat number 2 for Rotolo and Barch. Rotolo is ahead by 2. Not much time to act. Tackett's trying to come in for a leg attack on Cody Steele, which I think is actually a smart play for his part. So, waiting to see how that one plays out. But Tackett now thought about going for that knee bar. Steele's maybe going to look at it. I mean, here's the unfortunate part. Push comes to shove. I think these guys will give you a good match. I don't know how eager either of them is to try and rip part of each other's knees off. This really is for each other. So I think they give them that much respect for one another. Rotolo and Barch may get back underway in the next minute, but they figure, while we're out here, let's fix these mats, which clearly have no real form to them. 1:46 left to go. No scores. I think I hear a call that is coming in on my side, and Michael Curry has returned. We're going to see if we can pull him on in just a second. Courier, we do not seem to have a camera for you. Make sure that that is turned on. And Rotolo tried for a leg attack, did not get it. PJ Barch acting with so much urgency in his movement right now. Not much time for him to act. He's got less than 60 seconds. Meanwhile, Tackett in on a leg on Cody Steele, gives it up, may try to come up on it. Now he's starting to maybe take the back of Cody. Cody doing an excellent job retaining that guard, pushing off of the shoulder. And Tackett knows that if he can just bypass the guard here, that would be enough where he wouldn't actually have to murder his friend, which is the saddest of all ways to end things. Rotolo holding on to PJ Barch's leg with everything he's got. PJ gets the leg out, comes in, grabs his own. He's got to pass here if he wants to advance. He has to at least tie it up so that he can force an overtime, but it's not going to be easy. Rotolo doing an excellent job of guard pretension here. Tackett may be just making enough to get on the inside of Cody Steele. If he doesn't get points here, that means we end up going to an overtime, which means more wrestling, which you would assume would benefit Cody Steele. Rotolo does get the 2-point win over PJ Barch. PJ Barch, I believe, will be fighting for third place in a little bit. Meanwhile, Tackett grabbing the wrist. It's not going to be enough. Has a crucifix here on Cody. And oh yeah, crucifix is illegal. That is something to note. Oh man. Okay. Tackett not wasting a minute's worth of time. Cruz and Salter have essentially been a stand-up affair. I think we have a call coming in. So when we get a second, we will be addressing this. We go to the big boy division right now. Michael Courier is going to call again. We're going to see if we can implement him in. I have no idea why his camera is not showing up on the screen. Interesting. Don't know what's going on. Oh, Tackett loading up here. He might have a choke in on Steele. Steele may have to address this. Falling in, rolling with it. Tackett trying to trap a leg here. Steele addressing as best he can. He doesn't want to trap that leg. I don't know why we would be doing that, but okay. Tackett seeming to cinch it up a little bit more. This is problematic for Cody Steele. He's not really 2-on-1ing this, so at some point he's going to have to acknowledge that Tackett does have a very viable move in this. Tackett sprawls out for a split second. He definitely has control of Steele's neck. That is happening on mat number 3. Couch and Bodini happening on mat number 2. Steele in a little bit of trouble. Tackett thinking about a crucifix again, but then maybe forgetting that's not allowed here. Cruz and Salter are pretty much destined for overtime at this point. Tackett does lose the actual grip. Grimaces, tries it again. Why not? Yeah, okay. That's got a minute 25. That's a viable enough time. El Monstro, though, he might be able to take the back, but it may not be in time because we know how slow ADCC points are given. And yes, they will go to overtime, but that does bode well for Monstro. All right, we got a call coming in right now. Let's see if that is going to help matters anymore. There we go. Okay, it looks like we do have Michael Courier who's joining in right now. We're going to go ahead and bring him on, ladies and gentlemen, from Impact Jiu-Jitsu. Michael Courier. Mike, how are you doing, sir?
I'm stressed out. I'm watching all these matches. I haven't even showered. It's been daylight savings time. Crazy morning.
Did you have to share the part about the shower? Like,
Man,
sometimes inside voice, you know?
Hey, when the matches start early, you got to get right up and get on it.
I mean, I'm glad that we had daylight savings. I've normally hated this thing forever, but I got 1 extra hour of sleep last night, and I actually feel much better. So I will say that. And look at
the issue with Oh, I know. The issue with Arizona is we bounce back and forth between Pacific and Mountain. So I was up at 7 a.m. ready for the matches. They started at 8. It's just chaos. But
it is chaos.
They've been great. I mean, I've got iPad, cell phone, TV. I'm hooked. I'm looking at everything. So amazing day.
Good for you, man. So let me ask this. I know we've been giving a lot of attention. It does look like Tackett's probably going to pick up the decision victory over his best bud, Cody Steele. Talk about the ending of Toy Story 3. That's exactly what this feels like. But I want to give some acknowledgement. What can you tell us about Cruz and Salter? Because that has also been going on at the same time.
Yeah, I was just watching PJ's match. And so I caught none of it. I've been watching Salter through the whole process. He had a match with Adrian Nez, who's one of our Arizona guys here, one of my hooligan teammates. Nez has looked incredible. He kind of ran right through J-Rod, which was incredible to see that happen. I thought that Salter was a great matchup for Nez. Salter just did a good job. I think that it really shows that the guys that embrace the ADCC rules are doing well. They don't necessarily have to be the most technical grapplers, but they're more aggressive. They're staying on top. They're heavy pressure. They're not conceding points. All that stuff is leading a guy like John Salter to kind of make his way through.
I want to point this out, which is I love Adrian a lot. I think that kid's a beast. I've seen Salter shut down games. That is his biggest gift. So I think part of the difference that he has with somebody in Cruz, who is also a good wrestler, who also can bring a certain style that can stifle him, is that you've seen Cruz give elements of getting the better of Salter, and that is a very difficult thing to do. I didn't love the matchup for Adrian and Salter for the mere fact of I know what a wet blanket Salter can be with that pressure, and I said, man, that doesn't give a lot of space to Nez. Nez works so well off of so many different scenarios, but I was like, man, that's going to be a tough call. And even there, on a good single leg, Cruz couldn't finish it. So again, I feel like this is the match that I did want to see, but we now are going to finish with overtime, and it's going to go to a ref's decision. So that's going to be something that you don't necessarily want to see be the deciding factor. And it does look like Matt number 3 is just crapped out.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
That might be their we're going to take a break moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for a guy like Nez or even like looking at someone like me, I really want. There you go, Elder got the win. But when you have these MMA guys that are, they don't necessarily have to know jiu-jitsu. They have to know anti-jiu-jitsu, and it works so well. But I think look at both J-Rod and Nick Rod. I mean, they're taking a relatively small knowledge base and pushing it to its extreme by just being good at shutting everything down and doing what they're really good at and making it work. So a guy like John Salter can go far. That's a great showing for him.
Well, congratulations are now in order for Bodini. Bodini is going to go ahead and advance. He is now one step closer, getting a big win over the Hillbilly Hammer himself, who I know looks a little dejected at the moment. But, man, he had a fantastic run this weekend. And I think he's still in the running for that bronze medal. So,
yeah.
It says Salter is the football equivalent to Alabama football. Nothing sexy, just pure smash mouth grappling. Neil, I want to say I understand what you're saying, but I don't. And I'm a savvy person, but I don't understand this dissing of Alabama football. To my knowledge, they're just fine. But what do I know? I would say this though. John Salter is a monster, a Bellator fighter, somebody who, again, a friend of our show. I mean, most of these people are fucking friends of our shows. So
yeah.
It's just, at this point, it's on them to perform and be the beast that they are. So
yeah. I mean, hey, look, at this point in the day, there are no gimmies, right? There's no easy matches out there. So any one of these semifinal matches could headline a pro card very easily. So I think that we have a pool of 250 that there are guys who just signed up to say they signed up. At this point, we're well past those guys.
Well, listen, I think what's happening right now is everybody's taking a break. So that may mean that we're going to maybe we'll take a short hiatus, a little siesta, and then we'll resume where we are. But we're going to have you come back if you are able to. We'd love to have you report on your categories when we end up getting to these final matches. But there's assured to be some really, really good finals. So we will see you. And I think we're going to end up having also third place matches as well. I'm going to double check that. But I think we will see that as well. But for you, sir, before we get you on out of here, in continuation of yesterday, I thought about this and I realized that I didn't ask the most pressing question. You had Craig Jones who put you in a Boston Crab, and I've put you in a sharpshooter. Who was better?
See, I think this comes down to a real lack of submission knowledge. And the crux of the position is when you do Boston Crab, you're spreading out that pain throughout my entire back. Mm-hmm. The sharpshooter is literally a sharp shooter. You're pointing that pain into one specific region. Yours was devastating. Craig's, I probably wouldn't have really tapped.
It's a note that we've often got about Craig, which is not a submission threat. Bronze medalist, silver medalist.
Phenomenal athlete, but his technical prowess is just not there.
He really he's not where he should be, and I feel like that's a shame, especially as a host. I'm just a guy who does jiu-jitsu, really is what it is. I'm not a superstar, but I'm glad that we were able to confirm that right now. So, Mike, here's what we're going to do. Let's put a bookmark here. We're all going to take a little quick break. We'll be back for the finals, but I appreciate you. Thank you for making this work. We'll see you in a little bit, sir.
Yes, sir. See ya.
All right, guys. I don't know when they're coming back, but they don't have a thing, right? They don't even know that they said there's just an intermission. It's just much like Matt number 2, they just gave up. Just go, nah. don't know what to do. So we'll put a stop to this broadcast. We'll return for the finals and the last leg of this show known as life. So take a breather, go grab some food, go to use the restroom, get some money, whatever you need to do. Go to an ATM, pay a bill, get some Postmates, all that sort of jazz. We'll see you guys in a little bit.